I just had 4 of the best minds in SEO grade my website line by line, tell me exactly what to fix, and then fix it themselves. The total cost? About $20. Now, this would normally cost you 5 figures in 3 months, but if you follow what I show you today, it only requires a pro Claude account. Forget the tool that hands you a checklist and walks away. This is live use of my Claude Council. 4 agents based on real people with real expertise and opinions. The benefit? They will actually disagree with each other about my site, score it, and push it until it's ready. Now, I have consumed hundreds of hours of AI content and interviewed developers and executives working with AI in big tech, and almost nobody does what I'm about to show you. But one quick ask before we build. If you get any value from this, we're going to be doing a Build Your Freedom with Authentic AI bootcamp. The details are in the description. And if you can't join but want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and like it. Everything we do here is about one thing: helping you build freedom with AI as a purpose-driven entrepreneur. That's the whole mission. Okay, let's get back to it. Now, if you were with us in the Authentic AI Masterclass, this picks up right where we revealed Jamie's website we built with Claude Code. That one. It's live, it's clean, and today it goes under the microscope. Now, most people get SEO the wrong way. They fix one thing at a time. The title tags on Monday, meta descriptions Tuesday, headers next week, one slow, lonely fix after another. But your website isn't a checklist. It's a system where every piece talks to every other piece. So you don't want one opinion fixing one thing. You want a room full of experts looking at the whole board at once. That's the council, or specifically, the Marketing and SEO Council we built together in the last video. Now, if you missed it, check it out after this. What we have here are 4 chairs, or 4 specialties. Aleyda Solís is the master of CEO and measuring whether an AI search even finds us. We've got Fishkin judging our audience and positioning, Seth Godin on whether our brand is worth remembering at all, and Peep Laja on the cold question, does this page actually convert? Godin trusts his gut, Laja trusts the data, and they fight about it. And that's exactly why our site gets better. Because remember, iteration speeds up shipping. Now, I built a skill that runs this whole thing with one command that you will get if you join us, but I'm not going to even use it today because I want to show you how simple it is to do with a clear, delicious, prompt sandwich. Now, no one would ever eat a sandwich like this, but it sends a message. So you have your knowledge layer on the bottom, right, with the book, and this is the premise. This is the information that you give Claude so it knows everything about the situation before it starts building. Then you have the skill, which is these gears and tomatoes in the middle. Again, you would never eat this, but these are the skills, right? The support that you need from AI. This is specifically what you need AI to do. Sometimes you can do it in bullet points and steps, but the clearer you are with this skill of what you want it to accomplish, the better it's going to know how to actually work for you. And then the last layer, this is super important with the crown, it's the gold standard. And this is where the council goes in because they not only look at what the gold standard is in your goal post, but they judge it based off of that. And also, if you're building for the first time, they can also help you create the gold standard with their expertise. Again, so it is KSE for the prompt sandwich. And again, I'm going to run through the prompt, but if you want the prompt for setting this up, you can get it in the description now so that you know exactly how to do it. Now, let me show you how it goes. Let's jump in. So first we're going to open up VS Code or Visual Studio Code, and we're going to go to the Claude extension. If it's not here, you can also open it up here on the top right. Again, close this tab on the left so you get the whole window. We're going to make this bigger. Now you can hold Control plus to make it bigger and Control minus to make it smaller. So that's just a nice keyboard hack for you if you're trying to also make these things bigger and smaller. Hit trust. And now I'm going to use Whisperflow to say, hey, I would like to pick up work on the Jamie Sekou website and have it reviewed by the Marketing SEO Council. So now if you have your own website, you can just put your website in here and say, hey, I'd like you to review this website. You can just put the domain in it, and then you have it reviewed by the Marketing SEO Council. It's that simple. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Shift Tab, and we're going to go into plan mode. That way it doesn't act. It's just going to plan and tell you what it's going to do before you send it into action. So remember, that's Shift Tab. You're going to hit it twice, and that's going to put it into plan mode. So what it's doing now is actually finding the website and looking within the database. And the nice thing is that, again, when you set up your Claude brain properly, it's able to find these things easily and locate them. And that's, again, what we're going to do over the weekend. We're going to set up your Claude brain so that you can have this system already running smoothly without you having to do the thousands of hours that I've spent to get everything set up here smoothly. And so step one, site found, right? So it found the site, and this is where the project folder is. Step two is the council is ready. So this is the council that we built last time, right? The SEO Giants was the name that we gave it. And Aleyda Solís ran Fishkin, Seth Godin, and Peep Laja. And now, again, the nice thing is as you start doing this, you'll start to actually understand who these people are, and maybe you start to watch their YouTubes and actually start to gain information from them. So this is another way for you to actually just expand your knowledge base. And so you're expanding your critical thinking so that when you're using Claude Code, you're not actually dumbing yourself down, you're expanding your wisdom exponentially. So now that it has the site and the council ready, we're going to give it our prompt sandwich. So remember, the prompt sandwich is KSE, knowledge, skills, and experience. We'll first start with knowledge using Whisperflow. Please use Jamie Sekou's voice DNA to review her site so it honors and respects her, like she wrote every word herself. Read the site first to understand who she serves and what she's offering. Now, again, for you, if they're doing a website, it might just say that you're doing it in your voice. So you want to set up your voice DNA blueprint, which, again, if you work with this over the weekend, you will get for free. But you want to have, instead of saying Jamie Sekou's voice, you would just say your voice. Now we're moving to S, the skills. Review the site line by line for accurate information, energy, spacing, text, consistency, and conversion, optimizing for SEO and AEO/GEO. So it's findable both by search engines and by AI. Flag what's off and propose a fix for each. Experience, we'll do that now. Judge the results based off of my SEO and marketing council. Using the wisdom of the full council, each one scores it with their own specialty. I want a score of 9.0 or above on a scale of 1 to 10. If it's not there yet, give me the exact list of changes that will get it to above a 9.0. Show me the scores and the plan before you change anything. And again, always do the reverse prompt. Have the council interview me if it has any questions before they move forward. And again, this way, if let's say you didn't say SEO, AEO, conversion, or you don't know all the different aspects that makes it a website good, you can just put that in there as well. So this is the prompt. Again, it's going to be in the description below. I'm going to hit enter and we're going to see what comes up. Okay, and we are back. So the marketing SEO giants, their first read. So Aleyda Solís, technical SEO and AEO, GEO. Not very good. Provisionally 5.5 out of 10. So it says the title and description are clean, but there's no structured data anywhere, and you have a perfect FAQ section sitting unschemed. So that's a big thing, right? So that's just letting you know, hey, like the FAQ page, these things where you get a lot of SEO, AEO from, they're not in there. So we need to put that in there. Rand Fishkin audience is provisional, again, 6 out of 10. And we expected this, just to be clear, because we just built this really quick and slapped it up. So again, if these numbers came in high, that would be the problem. The fact that these are coming in low is an indication that, okay, we have room to improve, which we already knew. So that's the other thing too. This help you understand what you're doing, and it gives you a good litmus test on whether what you're actually doing is right. Think about it like a coach. Like you have 4 coaches that are basically able to tell you you're doing a great job or you need to improve. And one of the biggest problems with working with AI is that it always is a yes man, right? You don't know if you bring something good or not. So when you personify it by these experts, it always is going to match it to what they would actually say, especially when you have it graded on a scale. If you had Chef Ramsay and you made something poor, he's going to tell you it's poor. So that's exactly how the experts work. And again, you can build a council for literally anything that you're building. It's not just marketing SEO. You can do it for cooking. You can do it for writing. You can do it for business planning. You can do it for anything. So we're gonna keep going and go to the questions now. So we're gonna speed through these real quick, just because you're gonna get your own questions, but basically it's gonna ask me questions that are specific to what Jamie is, and then I'm gonna choose them based off of that, and that's gonna get us our updated response. So I'll come back after I answer these questions. So as they review it, let's just take a look at the site again. Remember, so we had, and again, we did this in basically 15 minutes, and it took information about here. It created an entire page where you can click on services. All these links work. Medicine, stories, FAQs, goes to these parts. Is it legal? Like, it literally has all the different things on it. So this is something that would usually take months to even get built and have it prototyped. And now we can literally just have these things all done. The buttons are 3D, and now we're having it review because a lot of this information may not be accurate. So now we'll come back, see what it says. When you end up doing this plan mode, you should get something like this. And if you don't, you should always say, hey, I want you to show me on a grid how to go from the low score to above a 9.0. What are the steps that I need to take if it doesn't show you this? But again, this is the cool part, because Aleyda Solís specifically says, hey, this is a 5.5, but after the plan, it's going to be a 9.2. After the plan, it's going to be 9.0 and 9.4 and 9.0. So there's going to be a lot of improvement. And then they're saying what it moves. Specifically, they need to image. There's going to be medicine content into the indexable routes, entity signals. They're going to remove borrowed Kanyini quote. This is something they took from me, which is not supposed to be on her site. And all these things are, and then CT label consistency and status frame. So a lot of these things are going to end up making the site look a lot better. We don't necessarily have the images, but again, it's going to make the words good. And then I'll show you how to update the images. It's really simple. So again, you don't have to scroll through all of these different things, right? This is just going through all the steps that they're going to do to fix it. And you want to see this, right? If they're saying it's going to go from a 5 to a 9, and then the plan is like doing 2 things, then you know it's not actually true. So now at the very end, to switch out of plan mode, we're going to choose either manually approving the edits or use auto mode for this part, or you can choose to refine it, or you can tell it something else. In this case, we're just going to go into auto mode and see what happens. And again, when it's in auto mode, you'll see it opens this up. So Jamie Sekou voice SEO conversion, it's letting you know what it's doing. Auto mode is down here, and now it's going to keep going until it's done. I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we are back, and it has finished writing the plan, and it has given me the things that information needs from me. So it's saying your real foundational 12 foundational principles. So it knows Jamie has the 12 foundations of how to heal and thrive in the modern world. And so it made some up, right? But it's saying is like, I have themes from your voice profile, the nutrition, the sleep intervals, but not all locked list of 12. And you would do the same thing, right? You have information about yourself. You have information from maybe your previous site. So you're gonna wanna copy that information and make sure you give it to it properly so it's able to do it. And it lists everything, numbers 1, 2, 3, A1, right? Pull Kanye's life and drop in a real Jamie line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to her site and just gather that information real quick. I'm going to go to Jamie Sekou, and then actually I'm going to end up going to where they actually have the 12 pillars on their website. And I'm just going to copy these. It's going to be harder for me to copy them. So I'm actually, instead of that, I'm actually just going to tell Claude, instead of copying it myself, I'm going to paste this here. Now you can paste into directly, you don't have to hit Control V. You can literally right click on the mouse and it will paste. And I'm just going to say in Whisper Flow, this is the link where the 12 pillars are. Can you use Playwright to scan this and get the information? So I have that. I'm taking care of that one there. The real next cohort window, winter 2026 is stale. So I'm just going to say, we can take the winter cohort out. We don't know when that is. And then what you see there, I accidentally hit enter. So what I'm doing is I'm holding shift enter to go down in the window so it doesn't enter. But if you hit enter and you're like, oh, go back, if you hit escape, it will pull it back automatically. So a nice little hack there. Real social URLs at Jamie Sekou is confirmed. YouTube, yes, I'm going to confirm that. So I'm confirming her IG. Confirm the website domain, and then looks like everything else is what I can start now. No inputs needed, so we're good. So since you're running one beat at a time, how do you want to play? So it asks me option A, you give me the 4 inputs now, and I do the whole voice accurately pass in one sweep. Or I start on a non-blocked work, say A1 kill. So I'm gonna choose option A because I just gave it the inputs, and then I'm gonna hit enter, and then it will come back. Keep working. And here we go. It has the 12 pillars. It was able to scan that website, has all the 12 pillars, boost your energy. Also, if you're not familiar with the 12 pillars of Jamie Sekou, highly recommend going to Cycle website and getting this information. It's so healing for you. And then now that it's locked that in, your life cycle funnel calls it 12 pillars of wellness. Your voice profile calls it the 12 foundational principles, which name shows. So it's catching actually a difference. I'm gonna actually call it I'm gonna match the cycle funnel because that's on the website. Every email on the site is hello@jamiesekou. It says right now I'm just gonna give it a dummy site. So whenever you're creating on Vercel also is a free website. You can always buy a domain, but you can launch them on Vercel for free, and it's amazing. I launched websites just for fun and just for demos, and it doesn't cost me anything. Again, that's vercel.app. And so then you can just put jamiesekou.vercel.app, and that will actually be the website, and you can name it anything. You can name it yourname.vercel.app, and you can post a demo website for free. You can show it to people, and then when you want to make it live, you just buy a domain for $1 or $2 or $3, and you don't actually have to pay these Squarespace or Wix or anything, these monthly costs, as yearly costs anymore. It's great. I've saved so much money and saved so much money for my clients this way. So as it's working, we'll let it work. We'll come back when we're done. All right, we are back, and it has made the edits, and it has gotten to a point where now it's giving me the before and after. If it doesn't give you a before and after, you can always say, hey, can you give me a before and after so I can review it if it tries to skip past it. Again, always are able to guide Claude Code if it's not doing what you want to. And the more that you guide it, the more it actually learns how you operate. So this says the hero quote. Before it was my old quote, and now it's saying, you are the guru, no one else, a reclamation. Now I know Jamie, and I know she does not like the word guru. So you can always just inform it. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just change that. Hey, Jamie does not use the word guru. Can you rephrase that into, you guide yourself. We are the honored teachers walking alongside you. And so now it's gonna make that change, and we'll come back. We are back. We're at the final stretch. It updated it, said you are your own guide, honored teachers walking alongside you. I think that's okay for now. I could definitely critique it, but just wanna move forward. And then it's also saying add tier 1 red line, never guru. So now it's remembering that, right? That this is never going to be said. Removing the signature phrases, currently mark protected. You are the guru, no one else is your guru, you're the guru. Yeah, we're going to replace that. You are your own guide, and there is no outside authority, which I think is more in alignment, right? So now that I told it that rule, it actually went through and scanned the rest of the site to make sure that that was also not taken out of there. And fix other spots that lean on guru, and it seems like there were some other parts, and so it got a little repetitive. And back to the build, roll into stage 2, SEO or pause. All right, we're gonna keep going and come back. All right, so we are back, and it says here the build passes clean, all routes generating icon. So this is letting you know you want to see these green check marks. It's good. All councils rescore. So if the council does not rescore, then you just say, hey, can you give me a rescore so I can see where it is now? Can you recheck it? And on a pass, we got a green check light from Aleyda Solís. We got a green from Seth Godin, and then Peep Laja and Roger Fishkin. We didn't do some of the things. So the mail 2, right, which I said not having that drops the score down because it's not functioning. So we can do that separately, but again, this is just showing you that effectively how to go from a below average score to getting 9.0, and they're actually reviewing it with their expertise. So you're really getting the expertise of experts in the field that charge 5 figures to actually review your website because they have public knowledge where they share all their wisdom, they share all their information, and we're just distilling that into a framework so that when AI is working with it, it knows that, hey, all of Peep Laja's frameworks are this. And so since we know this is how they operate, we can review it with that viewpoint. So we find those that have a lot of information on the internet, and then you can just personify them within Claude Code, and you get their expertise for the cost of Claude Code Pro. So that is what I'm going to show you for the rest of this episode. I'm going to show you what the site is, and I'm going to do the big reveal after I do these edits. You'll see that in 2 seconds. One moment. All right, we are back. It's deployed. And again, when you are deploying your site, you're going to have to set up Vercel, and it'll walk you through the steps. For me, it's already been done. I'll probably show that in a different video. But again, if you hit Control and you click on it, you will open it up into another web browser. And it's actually funny. So maybe not funny, haha, but funny in the sense of like, you know, it'll tell you, hey, click on it, open the website, and then you might get something like this, 404 not found. And in this moment, a lot of people give up. But instead, you can just say, yeah, it isn't live. And honestly, I was like, maybe I shouldn't show this. But I was like, no, this is how working with AI is. You can just literally say, hey, it isn't live yet. And then it'll go. And what it's doing is it's checking itself, metamorphosizing. It's going and understanding what's going to happen. And then it'll come back and it'll fix it. So we'll come back when this comes to a solution. But that's just, again, when you're working with AI, if it doesn't work, ask it why it's not working. If it tells you, then you can say, hey, what were you thinking on this part? Just kind of get it to continue to reflect on itself. And if all else fails, you can always personify a coder or a senior coder or create your own council that you can refer to as the NSA Elites, National Security Agency. And then you can have them review it, and that typically can fix it. And then if that doesn't, you can just say, hey, can we just stop this and start over and start from scratch? All right, now officially it checked itself, it fixed itself. Now it's live. We're gonna open it, moment of truth. And here we go, no delay. So this is the site now. So again, it's gonna look mostly the same, but if you see the text, it no longer has the, you know, the Life the Ultimate video game, which had nothing to do with this site. You are the guide, you're your own guide, honor teachers walking alongside you. It's updated this for the medicine is held in the vetted ceremonial container. Your body holds the wisdom. So a lot of this stuff, it's updated this. So 10 plus years guiding plant medicine work, 4 lineages of honors. These are all true. 12 pillars of wellness. You hold the medicine, I guide the path. So it's updated a lot of this stuff. Again, we're gonna put images. That's super easy. You just find the image and say, hey, can you put this image on the site? And it'll put those in. A good way to also organize the images is by going, labeling them. So you see how all these have names, Jamie this. So you just label the names and then you connect the names. So, held with reverence, that image. And so you just associate them that way. And then it makes it so you put all the images, you name them according to what all these images are, and then it'll upload them all at the same time. So, these are buttons work, right? It talks about iboga and psilocybin. These are all true, right? And if you can't read this, a little bit small, but anyways, we don't need to go through all this stuff. You can just see that the website now has been updated completely. Oh, the other part, the FAQ. FAQs now all are full based off of the FAQ that we did before, and they're all working. And this site is basically ready to go, and it's safe. So thank you again for joining us on today's Authentic AI Systems episode, where we taught you how to use the council on the website that we built, showing how the entire system works together. You create a website, you then create a council that's experts that can review that website, and then you build a voice DNA in your own voice that you then can use to basically hone the website. You have the voice that's making sure it's in your voice, and then you have the experts that are making sure the site is professional and has, again, a 9.0 or above fidelity. High fidelity just means high quality. So just think about you're building it to high quality. So 9.0 and above is like an A. Now the build was easy because we were able to walk through the steps, but there is a final thing that most people skip that's going to build you a better system. So at the very end, you want to ask 2 questions before you close. And this is the difference between using AI and building AI systems that compound every time that you use it. So what you're going to do, the first question is, hey, can we turn what we just did to a skill? So as an example, we just did a website review. And what we could do is we could say, hey, can you turn that into a skill? And what you'd get is you would get a web development review skill. And so now, instead of spending an hour explaining what you want to do, you're going to actually have a skill that's going to be able to do a review on any website, going step by step based on the process that you just did, right? And then the second part that's even more important than that is, again, a reverse prompt. We're going to say, on this process, reverse engineer it and interview me on any other questions that the council might need in order to make a top tier skill, right? So again, you're reverse prompting, and then you're creating that same prompt sandwich where you're taking the knowledge base, which is, this is the skill that we just did. You're giving it support that you're asking for, which is, hey, can we turn this process that we just did into an actual skill? So the knowledge base is, this is the process that we just did. And then the skill is, I want us to turn this into a skill by reverse engineering what we just did. So you're taking the process, you're turning it into a permanent skill that you can then use the / command to call at any moment. And then the top part, the experience, is, hey, using the experience of the council, can you interview me to make sure that we get a top tier skill after this? Meaning that if you're going to do a live website review, or maybe you want to review a funnel. So the cool thing is that you might have one skill, but many paths. So maybe you want to review a skill, maybe you want to review a funnel, maybe you want to review a landing page. And each one is going to have a different level of scrutiny and maybe even have a different counsel. So as you're going back and reviewing, it's going to interview in a bunch of different questions. And again, it takes a little bit of time after the first build. Basically, every process I did, I turned it into a skill, and it shortened my process of how much I could get done in a shorter amount of time, faster and faster. Again, I want to make sure that we understand that the output of what we're getting from AI is pretty easy, but the work that we put into it, that can be challenging. So what this process doing of reverse engineering your processes into skills is, it continues to shorten down your time in which you can actually improve and get things done more effectively and more efficiently. So think about this like a video game. You play it once, you take the road to the left and you fight one boss. Start over, take the road to the right, you get a whole new adventure, but still the same game. That's what you're building, not two skills, one skill with many paths. And here's the part that'll mess with you a little. What you just watched looked easy because it was. The council did the thing, the bot did the typing, you watched it happen. Easy was the output, but not the actual work that went into all of the systems. Building the site that we did, building the council, and then building the system that ensured that the council was able to then rate the site at a 9.0 and above to get you a professional looking website. Something that, again, would cost $5,000 to $10,000, we were able to do for $20,000. Now, while this might seem like a lot, because it is, I've spent thousands of hours doing this. If you join us this weekend for the Build Your Freedom with Authentic AI Bootcamp, I will walk you through getting all these systems set up for you from scratch. So you will literally go from being a level 1 or a level 2 or wherever you're at to being a level 3, having your own Claude brain, your own thought partner that knows your business inside and out, possibly better than you do. So you can ask it a question such as, hey, knowing my business, can you give me the top 5 ways to reduce my overhead, increase my impact, and give me more free time so I can spend with my family? And it will give you that. And on top of that, then you can say, can you give me a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day plan that I can do myself with your support? And it'll walk you through that. So all of these things are possible when you come and work with us this weekend, so you don't have to do it alone. And again, if you took anything from this experience, hit that like and subscribe button for more authentic AI content from a purpose-driven entrepreneur just like you. Aho, ashe, I'll see you in the next episode.